Well. I gave you guys the preseason order of finish for the East. Now I'm going to give you the preseason order of finish for the West. And I know some folks are going to get upset just like they did before. Hey, Knox, you going to tell the people hello? Knox, you going to tell the people hello? No? Okay. Yeah, y'all forgive my little man here. He trying to get in the show. He don't know what direction he want to go. He don't know if he want to be on camera. He don't know if he wants to cool out and sit on the side. He don't know what he got going on right now. But Coach going to go ahead and get into this thing because everything that we're talking about right now is opinion-based. And basically, everybody's not going to like what somebody else has to say, especially when it comes to their team. We understand that fully and clearly. But you got to look at some things here and have the discussion, put the discussion together for people to, have something to talk about. Because we're weeks away from the season start. I mean, we're about, 5-6 weeks away from the season, kicking off. And there's a lot of folks out there that want to see some things pop off like right now. Me personally, I would love for these athletes, for all of these teams, I would love for them to tee that thing up and kick off this weekend so we can go ahead and shut up all the chatter and just get straight on in this thing. But I'm going to tell you this right now. My list of order to finish is going to be a little twisted. We're going to talk about it right after this. Favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap the interference to tell them to come on in. It's another positive vibe. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump on in this thing. Because I'm like, Coach, you gave us the East. Now give us the West. Well, I'm gonna be real with you. As I stated before, there's a lot of moving pieces here. You got different coaches. You got brand new head coaches over programs. You got athletes that are no longer with programs. You got athletes that are in programs that are looking to get an opportunity, but you still don't know what's going to happen. Case in point, you got the quarterback over at Southern University, left from Grambling, went to Southern. This young man is looking for an opportunity to get out there on the field and do his thing as the starting quarterback this upcoming season. So you got to figure out exactly how that's going to go, how it's going to work for him because of the fact that he hasn't had that opportunity to be that guy out there on the field for a full season. Now, when he did play for Grambling, I believe it was freshman year, in 2021, when I watched them play against Alcorn State versus Grambling, they were, it was like he was going in for a series, he was coming out. Kind of something similar to what we see over at Alabama A&M, where you got the two quarterback set. They were trying to figure it out and still couldn't really get things together. But with all that being said, I want to know if this young man is going to get the opportunity this year. Now, Southern will definitely have a defense. Their defense, I don't think they lost too many pieces on that defense for this upcoming season. So, they're going to be stout. They're going to have everything in place over there. And not only that, but they got Coach Graves, who is now the new head coach over the Southern Jaguars football team, as well as you have Coach Fred McNair, who's over there on the staff as well. I'm hoping Coach McNair is working with the quarterbacks to make sure they're ready to go this upcoming season so that we can see some good quarterback play coming out of the program. Now, the other team that I looked at as well, PV. Everybody, it was funny when I showed I showed the breakdown of how I had everything set up originally, and folks were saying that, oh, Coach, you're being a hater, man. Why y'all hating on PV? I know it's all in jokes and fun. I'm not tripping about that. But I'm just sitting here like, guys, listen. You guys had y'all had a nice team last year that should have been better than the record that they had. And you got Trazion Conley no longer there. What's the young man that transferred from Alabama A&M that came over there? His name slips my mind. But he was a fantastic piece that was not really utilized within the offense last season. Not only that, but you had the big receivers out there in which Conley wasn't able to get them the ball, as often as they should. Yes, they won the West, but again, had Body not went down in that game, in that Texas Southern game, they might not have been able to win the West. I'm just being honest with you. You get what I'm saying? I mean, the head coach over that program made some crazy decisions that didn't make no sense, especially when they was up 17 points in the game, which they had the number one running back on the team, which you did not use that kid that was averaging 7.8 yards per carry in that game. Instead, you want to keep putting the ball up in the air. For the life of me, I don't understand what the hell went on with that, but you know what? It is what it is. But even with them looking at the changes that's going on over there, you don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback, let alone who's going to be in that backfield that's going to run that ball. Like I said, there's a lot of uncertainties over there. Now, they do have an offensive coordinator that's coming in there, and I believe he worked with the receivers as well as I think he worked with the quarterbacks as well. I think his Coach Gooden, if I'm not mistaken. Coach, I do apologize if I got your name incorrect. Please forgive me. But they got him coming into the program, so that should be a pick-me-up as far as the offensive side of the ball with the play calling and whatnot. So we're going to see how all of that's going to, round out as far as him being out there calling the plays, making sure things go in the manner which they need to for PV to be able to get back on another run this upcoming season. Now, Alcorn State University. Alcorn State University, y'all had quarterback issues last year, which Coach Fred McNair was able to get it fixed. Y'all had a quarterback that came in that was supposed to start. If I'm not mistaken, he got pulled, and you went with a different quarterback for the remainder of the season. Now, who's going to run the ball? Because the young man that was there, he's no longer there. He's moved on to go play professional football. He has no more eligibility left to play. Big back that was out there. I mean, he was a bruiser. That one year, the kid ran for 1,200 yards, I think it's 1,300 yards in the season. If not, was it 1,500? Somewhere around in there. He ran for a lot of yards 2 seasons back. And then last year, the production kind of fell off a little bit. I think he rushed for like 786 yards, 800 yards, somewhere around in that area where we was anticipating on him getting the ball a little bit more, but he didn't. So I can see how things are going to roll with that as well as far from the offensive standpoint. Now you got a new head coach over there. You got Coach T, who's the defensive coordinator, is now the head football coach over the Alcorn State Braves football team. Defense going to be straight because Coach going to make sure the defense is popping. The $1 million question I have is who's going to be that quarterback? Who's running that ball? I see they still got, one of the McNair family members over there playing at the receiver position. So they're going to have, you got some bits and pieces. You got pieces here and there. But again, I want to know who's going to be that head signal caller for us to really sit down and say, okay, hey, look, that's that guy. It's going to, whoever it is, probably going to be a first-year person that's coming in that's going to run that offense. Now, we got Grambling State University. Grambling State, they have a new head coach as well. Mickey Joseph is there. He's coming into the program from Hugh Jackson. They lost a lot of pieces over there as well. A lot of those guys went on to play in some big programs, and they're going to showcase their talents this upcoming season, showing what they can do. The $1 million, it's not even a $1 million question, but the $1 million problem that I have with all of that took place last season, Coach didn't get that thing right. It's like Grambling want to see wins now. They weren't trying to, continuously watch the rebuild take place. I mean, he was getting it there as far as the athletes that was coming into the program, but it's like, hey, what have you done for me lately? And that's my phrase right there. It's going to always be about what have you done for me lately when it comes to football. Matter of fact, it's like that with all sports. If you're not winning, if you're not producing and doing the things everyone is expecting you to do, guess what? They're going to go ahead, they're going to pull the rug on you. The Sandman going to come out, hook your tail. It's time to get up on out of there. But this is the thing. The one thing that Grambling State has that everybody doesn't have, they got a quarterback. So my biggest question is the identity for Alcorn is going to be their defense. The identity for Southern University is going to be their defense. The identity for PV is kind of, I want to say the defense, but you really don't know. And then Grambling, like I said, they lost a lot of pieces on both sides of the ball as far as the on the offensive side and the defensive side. But you still got the quarterback, which is the main thing. Now, this is my logic with this. With the new coaches coming into the program, you're going to have to, and like I said, Coach Graves was the interim. He's not a new head coach. The one thing with Coach Graves, I give him props for, he has Coach McNair to lean on to get, some information, get a little feedback from as far as if by chance he's in a pinch and he needs to lean on coach to get some advice as far as certain things to do. That he has that in his cachet. Coach Mickey Joseph, he coached over in Nebraska, coached a couple other players, coached over at LSU, was able to get the athletes into the program when he was at LSU for them to have a successful receiving core that they did. He's been recruiting behind off of Grambling, bringing the athletes into the program so that they will be competitive this season. Southern University has gotten some pieces in there as well as Alcorn State University. They got a couple of new pieces in there. Also, they got another quarterback that just came in there. I think he's a freshman. Young man, he's nice over there with the program. So, got to really sit down and pull all this apart. But this is where Coach is with his prediction of order. My prediction of order, I have Grambling at 1. I have Alcorn at 2A and Southern at 2A and PV at 4. UAPB at 5 and Texas Southern at 6. Now, I know some folks will be like, well, Coach, why you ain't say nothing about Texas Southern or UAPB? UAPB and Texas Southern, they're both rebuilding right now. I'm not going to discount what Coach Dishman is doing in Texas right now because he's out there recruiting the athletes to bring into the program as well as cleaning the house of the athletes that really aren't going to be productive enough to get that program moving in the direction that it wants to go. The biggest problem that I had with Texas Southern early on, and I did a show on it previously, where if they go 0-11, it's like it don't matter to them. I mean, some folks be like, man, you wrong for saying that. And listen, guys, I am a sports head. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm just gonna be honest with you when I say that. And understand that what makes the world go round when it comes to paying them bills, and it might not be the same for Texas Southern as it is everyone else. Football, your sports, football and basketball going to help pay them bills, going to get that extra money in there to move things in the manner which they need to move. So my thought process is, hey, build it up with great athletes, with great student athletes to make sure that, there's no APR issues or anything like that, but you're able to get in there and do what you need to do and still be successful out there on the field. That's all coaches ever wanted to see. And in this instance, I think, there's going to be some growing pains between those two teams. The other head coach over at UAPB, I love the spirit of that coach because he's always speaking positivity into what's going on, but he lost the main piece on his defense to Alabama State. So it's just a matter now of seeing exactly what's going on and how things are going to move this upcoming season as far as with the teams. But like I said, between 1, 2A, and even 4, they can all change. They can change and drop at the blink of an eye because PV and Texas Southern, they play first, I think it was in the State Fair Classic. So we're going to see exactly what's going to go on with that just from a standpoint of knowing, okay, this is what we can expect. Like I stated before, guys, all of this really, all of this is, everything that I'm saying is just opinionated. So I want to go ahead and spark up conversation for y'all to go ahead and talk about what your thoughts are on my preseason list of order of finish. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments. Like I said, Coach ain't trying to kick nobody down. I'm just stating the obvious as far as what I'm seeing right now. And like a lot of you guys out there say, hey, you don't know what we got coming into the program. You're absolutely correct. And that's why you should put it out there for everybody to celebrate what you're bringing into your program so we'll have more things to talk about and give a broader breakdown as far as what we're seeing from the athletes that you recruit. But Coach, gonna go ahead and get up on out this thing. But until next time, be the one and lead.